Right, hi friends. Quite a while ago, I had this idea of doing a live stream roast Sunday dinner, but you know, you have to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to do that, which I'm never going to have. And I can't be asked to work out how to use StreamYard or any of that nonsense. So I've done the next best thing. I've just done a roast dinner. Some of it's going to be in time lapse. I'm killing two birds with one stone. Sorry for the pad and the pun. Misha, this is in memory of the fallen Chucks. Bless you, you know what I mean. We've got mushroom and onion sauce, lovely gravy, some boiled veg, some roast parsnips, roast tatties, lovely Yorkshire puddings, sausages wrapped in bacon, which everybody loves, broccoli, roast carrots. Could have gone a bit further, but I thought, you know, if I'm doing this in one whole video, I think that's probably enough. So friends, I hope you enjoy the vid. The half a dozen of you that may watch it all, you know, if you've got nothing to do, if you're on the toilet or just bored, have a look, why not? Anyway, friends, I hope you enjoy it. If not, no problem. Bye-bye, friends. So we've got this lovely 1.6 kilo chicken. I've lined a tin with tin foil. Guess where I got the foil from? All I'm going to do now is put a good sprinkle of salt on top of it. Good sprinkle of garlic granules. And a good sprinkle of sage. Obviously, when cooking any big roast dinner, obviously, I mean, it goes without saying, doesn't it? Start with the thing that's going to take longest. The chicken's going to take longest, so the chicken needs to go in first. Right, I've prepared a piece of tin foil. Move that out of there. Prepared a piece of tin foil. I've folded over the top, so when I open it up, it's got a firm ridge. And the reason for that is, when I wrap it round this pan, it gives me something to pull on, because we all like something to pull on. Shut up. I want to play friends. Right, there you are. So wrap that up like that. I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees centigrade, which would probably be about 360 Fahrenheit, I reckon. You might have to Google that. So let's pop her in. This is going to take 2 hours. After an hour and a half, we'll take the top off so that it'll crisp up. Right, next thing that we need to get prepared is the mushroom and onion sauce, because that takes the next longest amount of time. I'll put this on right now.
One, two, three, four. Shut down the world so no one gets a cold. Can you dig it? Shut down the world so no one gets a cold. Can you dig it? Shut down the world so no one gets a cold. Alright! Shut down the world so no one gets a cold. Can you dig it? Governments and the media are helping us. Alright! Shut down the world so no one gets a cold. Sorry, my friend, I cannot take your hand. Social distancing's the new law of the land. Sorry, my friend, I wish I could help you. Alright!
Right friends, so we've chopped the mushrooms and onion, and I put about an ounce of butter in there. So I'm going to put that onto quite a high heat at the moment, just to melt down the butter and get it all started off. So I'll do that. Bit of onion got away with it. Right, now I'm going to do some peeling. Let's peel some stuff, Jack. When you peel potatoes, friends, just roughly chop them, put them in a pan. There is no set size or shape, just whatever you want. Then just rinse them in cold water and wash all of the starch off. Right, they're now ready to put on when you are ready for them, but not yet. So now let's do the carrots and the parsnips. That wasn't time-lapse. Probably better if I did do it in time lapse because I'd stop talking. And again, now with things like carrots, I always like to try to make them look fairly uniform. So I may cut off a bit more than I would like from an end, but I'll munch on that in a bit. And then roughly in half, they're probably fine. Half these ones. You want to get a little roasting dish, drop them in, and parsnip can go in at the same time. I'm just going to turn down the onion sauce now to a very low heat. That's just going to sit there until you're ready to actually make it into the sauce. That's fine as is. There's only me that eats parsnips, so they're fine for me. Right friends, we'll put a drizzle of oil on that, if we can find some. And again, now that's prepared, that's quite fine sat where it is. Let's go over here, Jack. Now from the tree, at least over here, if you're eating a nice Sunday roast or a Christmas dinner or something like that, sausages wrapped in bacon. And they are absolutely awesome. So I've got a dozen chipolata sausages. And some bacon. So I'm going to just separate these. And then I'm going to chop these in half. Watch your fingers. So we've got 12 sausages chopped in half, so we want 24 bits of bacon, so 12 rashers of bacon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go, just for anybody out there who didn't think I was able to count. Yeah, believe me, there's 1 or 2. Chop that in half. Nice. Right, so for the sausages wrapped in bacon, get yourself, of course, a nice oven tray. Get your sausage, get your bacon, put it on. Pull as you do it, wrap it round like that. You want to get your cocktail sticks, as we call them over here. Go again. Pull as you go around. Stick your stick in like that. I'll do all them. Right, friends, I'm no rocket scientist and I've just proven that I can't count. But whatever. You think I care? Bless you, friends. And anyone else who knows me. There you go, friends. Right, so there's the sausages wrapped in bacon. Just one other item prepared. Everything now is done that we're going to do for the moment until the chicken gets a little bit further on its journey to being cooked. So I'm off to enjoy this lovely beer. Right, we'll see you in a moment. Bye-bye, friends. Right, friends, a very important thing that I seem to have missed off, but it's not detrimental to this mission. We need to get the oil into the Yorkshire pudding or muffin tray, about 5 ml, about a teaspoon per well, if you like. And we want to put this in now. We've still got about an hour and a half. You got it?
Yeah.
We've still got about an hour and a half left on this cook, so this is absolutely fine. We want to get these this Yorkshire pudding tray into the oven so it gets really good and hot. Doesn't matter where you put it, just hang it there. And that'll mean that the Yorkshire puddings will rise like Billy-O! Right, friends, so we've got about an hour left in the cooking time on the chicken, so what we're going to do is parboil these tatties just in boiling water, put it onto a high heat with the lid on. We're going to leave them for about 10 minutes so that they just soften up a little bit, and then they'll take in the salt and the garlic granules and whatnot. Right, friends, so the tatties have had about 5 minutes, so I've got this incredible goose fat. Now, if you are a person that doesn't eat certain things like, I don't know, like pork or webbed-footed animals, you can obviously use olive oil or vegetable oil or whatever. I'm going to pop that into the oven now so it's at a good temperature for when we get the tatties ready. Right, friends, so with these tatties, you just want to get them not so they're really soft, just so that a dull item, like me, will pop just through the outer part of them. I'll have to drain these off. Right, so the tatties are drained, like some of you are, if you're even still watching. Right, now I'm going to season them up. Good sprinkle of salt onto those beautifully park-up tatties. Good sprinkle of garlic granules. I'm going to use some thyme, dry thyme. Not quite that much. About maybe a teaspoon of dry thyme. You could use whatever herbs you want, doesn't matter. Although because the sage on the chicken, I won't use sage. Now you just want to rock them about a bit in the pan. Not too hard, because you'll smash them to bits. You're just looking to rough up the outside edges. And the reason for that is so that they crisp up really nice. Oven gloves. So we've got this goose fat, or if you prefer vegetable oil or olive oil. Just pour them in. Be careful not to splash yourself. Like I could have, doesn't it? Real cooking burns himself. Woohoo! Like. Whatever. Right then, there you are, friends. Now, it's a good idea to just give them a bit of a toss. As you know, we're quite partial to that. Sorry. That was a few gunshots, probably. If you ever hear a gunshot in any of our videos nowadays, it's because I've sworn or said something completely inappropriate, which I'm known for. Right, there you are, tatties in. They're going to now bake in the same oven as the chicken, so 180 degrees. These need about 40 minutes, I would say. So yeah, we'll go with it. Right, friends, so just after you put the tatties in, maybe about 5 minutes after, you want to put your veg that you're going to roast in, because they take just over half an hour. Also, you want to get your sausages wrapped in bacon put in as well, because they take a similar time. There you go. So obviously, like intermittently, you want to be shaking your tatties or tossing your tatties, because we like that. You know, tossing about your carrots and parsnips, and definitely you've got to turn over your sausages wrapped in bacon, because you'll find that a lot of fat and grease will come out of the sausages and the bacon. So, I mean, with bacon the way it is nowadays, you'll often get a lot of water that's been injected into it, which is not good. But it's shop bought bacon. What can we do? Basically, when that all comes out, which will be in the first 10 minutes or so of cooking them, you can drain that out. At which point, the bacon and the sausage wrapped in bacon will cook in their own fat, as opposed to the horrible water that the man's basically injected into them. Yeah, so just keep an eye on stuff, keep turning stuff, make sure nothing burns, you're going to go well. Right, friends, so we've got about half an hour left on this chicken. It's been in for an hour and a half, so let's have a look at that. When you take the foil off, just be very careful because it's been steaming inside. Try not to tear the foil because we'll put that on later if we rest it. But be careful, because when you take the foil off, you'll get a load of steam there. You just saw a little bit like this I did. There we go. Right friends, so that is our chicken. So we'll just tilt it back to the cavity end, just to get all of the stuff out from inside. Tilt it back to the neck end, and then just baste it in its juices. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to cook this, as I say, for about another half hour at 180 degrees centigrade. I'll baste it occasionally, and it's just going to make the skin real crisp up and nice and golden brown. There you go. Right, we'll pop it back in. See you in a bit. Right friends, so the chicken's nearly done, so it's about time we knocked up some Yorkshire pudding batter. So to do that, I'm going to use 3 medium-sized eggs. You've seen this before, 1 or 3 you might have seen this before on an old vid. So you've got 3 eggs. Whisk them up. Into that you want to put pretty much an equal amount of milk and an equal amount of water. Thereabouts. Mix it together. Right, now you want to get some plain flour and about that much, which I'll tell you now is about 6 or 7 ounces. Good sprinkle of salt, normal table salt. Just come round here, son. Now you want to dry mix it, and then, hiya.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Wow.
Good. And now get someone to hold the bowl whilst you're mixing the liquid. You don't want to go too fast because you just want to bring it in from the sides, and that's how you avoid getting lumps. Yorkshire puddings, absolutely beautiful things. My dad, he swears by having cold Yorkshire puddings the next day with tree cotton. Well, there you go. That's what people did in the old days, isn't it? We'd heat them up in the oven and pour gravy back on them, don't we?
Yeah.
Right, there you go. I'm just going to put a little bit more water in that, which will be fine. Go on, son, back to your duties. Yeah, just a little splash of milk more. It doesn't matter, it's an imperfect science, isn't it? Like most science. How I get started. Right, I'm just going to bang some water in, we'll get it to the right consistency, and then we'll think about taking the chicken out. Right friends, so that's basically the consistency we're looking at. Just a watery batter. Not watery batter, but not too thin batter. Right, so the chicken is ready to get out. So we shall do that now. Obviously all the time we've been keeping an eye on stuff. You want to get the chicken, or whatever meat you are choosing to cook. Check my barbecue fingers. Now just gently lift her up off of the foil. Let all the oil drain out. Can you see that on camera? No. Well, yeah, anyway, whatever. Right, there you go. So that's that. Let's put that to the side. Now, if you've got one of these things, I don't know if anybody's ever seen them, this is basically a gravy maker type thing that separates the meat juices from the oil, from the grease. So I'll pour all of the juices into there. You can already see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you can already see that it's starting to separate. So all the good juices are at the bottom and all the stuff that kills you is at the top. But yeah, read into that what you will. So we'll leave that to one side. We'll get the chuck. Hey Misha, I hope this doesn't upset you too much. Are we still in the middle?
Yes.
Right, chicken's happy. There's the foil that we had earlier. We can now leave that for up to half an hour if you had to. We're going to be out 10 minutes or thereabouts. So I'll put that to the side. I want to get some of this stuff out before it starts happening. We've got our carrots and parsnips, they're looking happy. The sausage is wrapped in bacon. Now they are looking pretty damn good. Taters still need a little bit longer. So I'll just put them to the side before I put them into another dish to serve them up. So now I reckon it's time to pop the Yorkies in. So we've got the batter that we just made. Pour it into the measuring jug that we broke the eggs and stuff into, or whatever you're comfortable pouring it out of. I you want to be quick, you should hear sizzle. Or not, but that's alright. I'll tell you what, they'll still rise fast. These are going to take about 8 minutes, so we are on the closing leg now. There you go. Alright, we'll save that last little bit for some gravy, so we've sacrificed a Yorkie. Now, just have a look at the taties. Yeah, alright, the taties, I'm going to say they're fine to keep out because you don't want to keep opening the oven door once you put your Yorkshire puddings in, or at least when they've started to rise. Because when they've started to rise up, when Yorkies start to rise, if you open the oven, it's going to reduce the heat in the oven, so they'll just drop. They'll drop like a rock. I had to say that funny because I don't say funny things because I'm not that funny. Anyway, right, friends. I hope this has been all right. We'll catch up when the Yorkies start to rise. In fact, no. Let's bang some veg on. Right, friends, we're about 5 or 6 minutes from the end. So I've got some baby sweet corn. I'm going to put that on to boil. All of the liquid that we use now, we're going to use for the gravy. So we've got the baby sweet corn, the mushroom and onion sauce, as you can see, has softened beautifully. Can you see that in the camera, son?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of excess liquid, which is basically what's come out of the mushrooms and the onion, because we only ever added that little bit of butter. So onto there, you want to put a good sprinkle of salt and a good sprinkle, maybe not too much, but a decent sprinkle of black pepper. Turn the heat right up, just to evaporate off some of that liquid. I'll just move that over there. Real good. We've got a lid. There you go, that's out of the way. Real cooking. No faking. Yeah. Right, there we go. That's looking pretty decent. So we're just stirring into it, the salt and the pepper there. Now you want to get some plain flour, and I'm going to just sprinkle it in, which in theory is basically creating a roux, which is the base of any sauce, which is basically just butter and flour. If I had to give a measurement to that, I'd say maybe 2 tablespoons. I will have to add some more, as I always do. It's better to add it in slowly, not too fast, because you can't take it out. A little bit more. If you look at that, it's just like turning into sort of choux pastry, I would describe it. Ignoring the mushrooms and the onion. Right, there you are. That'll do. Right, stir that in. Just for another 30 seconds or so, let it cook like that. That's going to heat out the flour, cook out the flour. Right, turn it back down and pour in some milk until you get to the required consistency. I can't give you a measurement because I don't measure stuff, really. Anytime I ever give you a measurement in any of my videos, I'm making it up. That will need more milk. The hotter you get it, it will still continue to thicken. So if you do think that you just maybe thinned it out a little bit too much, you can easily just bang it on the high temperature. About a couple of minutes, I'm just going to pop in these green beans in with the corn. I'll put the broccoli in at the same time, little bit some. Got a lot of broccoli as well. In there. Right, put the lid on. Right, that's looking pretty decent. Right, leave that on a low heat now with the lid on. If it does thicken too much, just bang a bit of milk in. If it doesn't thicken enough, just bang temperature up. Right, we'll catch up as stuff comes off, friends. Right, friends, so the Yorkshire pudding is done. If you're ever cooking Yorkshire puddings, that's what you're looking for. So if they do stick in the pan, which these aren't, just leave them for a moment. That one, no. Yeah, they're just easing out nicely. Just get them out. You can see they're going to hold up to their own weight. Oh yeah, beautiful. They're going to be really good. Oh man, everyone loves a Yorkshire pudding. I'm a Yorkshire pudding. Right, there you go. They're done. Jack opposite gravy. Right friends, so we've got, because we're taking the veg off, so we've got the water that we drained out of there, that we cooked the veg in, pour that in. I think Grace by Face once asked me, how do you get your gravy so thick? Sometimes I will use the leftover Yorkshire pudding batter, mix it in, make sure that the liquid isn't too hot when you pour it in, because if you do, it'll just like cook like donuts almost, and it's really, really rubbish. So we've got, do you remember we strained off, well poured in the chicken juices into here. Can you see all that properly?
Yes.
You can see this?
No.
Well, so as you pour it, look, all the goodness from the bottom goes into the pan, and all of that heart attack stuff stays at the top. Pour it gently, and then just as you get there you go. All the badness is in there, all the goodness is in there. So I'm going to thicken that now with a bit of off-the-shelf gravy. You don't really need to see this. I know this video is going to be long, friends. You've got to be a real fan to watch this vid. Oh, I'm not a fan, but one of my like internet mates. I can think of about 4 of you that are going to watch it. Bless you all. And anybody else who wants to. I'm putting a bit of beef in as well, just because I like beef gravy. So yeah, right friends, next time you see us, we're going to be banging it onto the table, we'll have a chat, and then I'll leave you in peace. Bye bye friends. And it is ready to be served. Right friends, I'll dress a plate up and we'll have a look. There you have it friends, plated up meal. I'll tell you what, as we all know, High No Game, it is never complete without a good pouring of gravy. Friends, flipping heck, I reckon this video is probably about 20 minutes long, maybe even longer. I hope it wasn't too bad, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I apologise. Not much I can do, is there? Just to do messing about on YouTube. Did you hear that gunshot? Bye bye friends!